Hello everyone and welcome to day 17 of character design. Yes, we are back doing more character work. I'm happy to be here. It's been kind of a little while since I posted. Life's been the worst. I don't want to talk about it. No, I'm totally fine. It's just been not great when it comes to content and art and stuff like that. But I'm here and I've got a passion for art. Let me tell you, I've got a renewed passion for character design. I can tell you that for sure. But I'm bringing back the randomizer wheel from last episode. This wheel will be being used more often, so if you like it, let me know. Or even if you don't like it, you can also tell me that. So, if you weren't here in the last episode, here's how the randomizer wheel works. I have two randomizer wheels. One is for, like, the character specifics, like what type of character it is. If it's like, a dog, that's a character type. Cyclops, that's a character type. Clown, that's a character type. So I rolled that wheel until it doesn't work anymore. So for example, let's say I rolled raccoon and then I got Cyclops and then I got elf, but then I got dog. I wouldn't include dog, but I'd go with raccoon, Cyclops, elf, and then I'd stop there. For the other wheel, I have more specific stuff. So like character attributes. So like a polka dot theme. Maybe the character has an axe, like I have items on that list. I also have like outfits, certain outfits, maybe like a dress. So I also roll that wheel until it doesn't work anymore. So that's how it works. I roll each wheel until it doesn't work, until I'm like, no. But I do try to push myself with concepts that maybe I wouldn't try. You know what I mean? And what I like about using these wheels is it's so specific. It actually didn't work out for this episode, which we'll get into why. If it's so specific, especially with things I know how to do, I already see the character design before I may have drawn it. And it just lets me kind of zonk out and not think about it too much. Like, I can just kind of go with my instincts, I guess, and just make a good, solid, really, really unique character design. That's what's really cool about this wheel, is I get unique character designs. It's not that my character designs aren't inherently unique normally. It's just like, it's sometimes so out of pocket. It's just so good, so juicy, and so Which let me tell you, the future episodes of this like little randomizer wheel, I've done a few after this, and they just like, they get better and better. So you're welcome. I'm really bringing it to you. But this episode is actually a little more tame, I guess, but let's go ahead and get into the wheel and list that we got for today, which was red panda, comically large tail, angel wings, and clown collar. Now for this like wheel list, I only like did one character, like the first wheel, like character type, which was red panda, and then the other ones were attributes. Sometimes I only like to roll that wheel once. It just depends. Sometimes I like to roll it more than once, but for today, it is just the red panda. That is it. And then the attributes, again, large tail, angel wings, clown collar. Okay, now let's get into it. Oh, but before we start, if you want to follow along with this list and do your own and then come back and watch my attempt, that is totally fine. If you want to go make an attempt at this prompt list and do your own thing and then see how different our designs like are, that'd be really cool. I would love to see it, especially if you're in the Discord. I would love to see that. That'd be super fun. But onto my design. Now, I absolutely hated getting wings as a prompt. I always do. It's always a struggle because I am just like so bad at wings. I just am. One of these days I need to make like a wing chart and just reuse it because I just don't care. I don't care. I don't like drawing wings. If there's a way where I can just half do it and then slide by easily, I would. But for this design, I just like, my main worry was the wings, so I focused so hard on like what I would do with them. That kind of stinted any like good character design. Because for one, my idea was to have a character with arms as wings, because I have a character, Delicate, and she kind of has arms for wings, although she still has the hands. I wanted to go without hands, but I knew like I kind of done this for another character before, and let me try it for this character, but like make it a little more extreme, which honestly, the sketch turned out pretty good. Like, the idea was good. I drew the wings for like the rough sketch pretty darn well. But just putting it with that big clown collar and the big tail was too much. Like, it was never going to work. It was too heavy. It was too busy. It wasn't going to work. So my next best idea was to add wings onto the ears, or make the ears wings, which I think looks so much better. It's so more unique. Is it necessarily giving angel wings like the prompt? I don't know. That's up for debate. But this was the best result I think I could have come up with, and I really like it. I think it makes her silhouette strong. I think it's really good, and I'm glad I didn't stick to the arm wing situation. I also redrew the arms quite a few times, just trying to figure out what I wanted to do for the posing, or if I wanted to do like paw hands or whatever. And then I landed on giving her finger guns. Why in God's green earth I gave her finger guns, I don't know. Like, looking back on it, I'm like, what the hell was I thinking? I think I was just trying not to do my normal like ref sheet open hand pose, but like, it doesn't fit her at all. Why would she be doing finger guns? It doesn't make sense. Make it make sense past me. It's just so, I can't believe I did that. It's just so dumb. Like, any other character like I would make a ref sheet for, like, fine, that's whatever, finger guns like work, but for this specific character, it just doesn't vibe with her at all. At least her little smirk fits with the finger guns. I can say that. But a theme that will be going around in this design is kind of frills, especially when it comes to those angel wing ears. I guess I'll call them that. I figured frills would really tie into that like prompt, that aesthetic. So I'm gonna give her a big long lash at the top, and then like frills at the bottom, and then I'll put frills throughout the design. That way we're still kind of giving the angelic prompt without maybe committing to the angel wings, the normal route people would take, if that makes any sense. Hopefully I'm saying that right. But frills is a theme I've done quite a lot, but I think she kind of takes it to a unique level and just aesthetic when it comes to that, especially with the collar, the clown collar. I mean, come on now, it's just goofy and fun. Plus, with like the frills in this design, she also just has the theme of like round, like sphere shapes, rounded edges. She's just like she's an all well-rounded character. So like she has that going for her. So it's the frills, roundness. It's just she ties in nicely. What can I say? Now, something I like struggled with for like a while on this design was those stupid pants. I don't know what it was or what I was on, but I just kept having to redraw them like 50 million times. Like, the first one just looked dumb, the second one also looked dumb, then the third one was just too strict. It wasn't loose enough, or it wasn't like round enough, so I like had to redraw that. Then I got my sketch good, and then I realized, oh my gosh, this is massively crooked. So I had to like select everything and then drag it over, and then it was a whole ordeal. And then I was like, well, how do I incorporate frills on these pants? They look odd, and then had to figure that mess out. So it was just an overall moment. So the pants actually probably took, I don't know, I feel like it took the most time. I don't know if that's for sure, but it took honestly a ridiculous amount of time, especially with just thinking about like what frills to put on her pants, because like, as you can see, like I kind of did like almost like a skirt around the pants that are like kind of, but that just looks so not her. Like, that just looks tacky. And then of course I have to resketch everything again, because I'm like, I really got to commit to like ruining my life. And then that was pretty closer to my final attempt, which honestly, the final like design for the pants, so good. I am so glad I spent my time finagling with it, but like, girl, that took forever. Honestly, like, one of my like kryptonites or like worst things I do when it comes to drawing legs or like pants or whatever, it's these types of pants specifically I'm drawing in this. Those are my hardest to do, because it's hard for me to visualize the leg in the pants, and I feel like it never reads properly. And then skirts, I don't know what is wrong with me when it comes to drawing that or visualizing the legs or how skirts would sit on legs. It doesn't make sense. You could probably look at some of my art and be like, yeah, Katie definitely struggles with that. I wish I could think of some examples, but genuinely that has been something I've always been bad at. I don't think it's something I'll ever be good at. I mean, this one turned out good, but I think it'd be something I always spend a ridiculous amount of time on. Unfortunately. You know what? Maybe one day I'll be like, you know what, work, I can do this really well, but today is not that day. At least, you know, I'd rather be drawing these pants over and over than wings, so at least that's something. And then, of course, we have to give her the comically large tail. I very much love that I added frills onto the tail. I think that's such like a unique idea because like her tail's not made of fabric. I just like the idea of like frills being laced around it. I just feel like that made her tail tie into the design better, and it'll also help the color palette because there's not just going to be the red panda colors. It'll also have the colors of the frills that are on the rest of the design, and it'll look good. Just trust me. I also like, I guess technically this is the Lineart layer. If this was like a really, really proper ref sheet, or I was like really working on something to a T, I would have lined it again. But since this is like the first time we're getting like a concept down, ref sheet down, I'm just gonna go with like the clean, like sketchy layer I had. It looks really good. So like I really probably don't even need to mention it. Like it's not that bad. But typically I probably would line it again. Am I going to? No, because I don't want to. Honestly, I've kind of like decided for the most part that like from now on, like if my first pass of like sketching or like somewhat of line art-ish is good enough to color, I'm just gonna use it. Even if it's like not even that great, like I'm just gonna go with it because I always end up changing. Well, there's a good chance I end up changing the character, but also I always feel like these ref sheets are never like, I always need to make a ref sheet afterwards again. So I'm like, what's the point if I'm just gonna make another one down the line? And then, of course, besties, we were on to coloring. And I basically just, my base colors for like the fur, skin, whatever, was the normal red panda colors. Like we've been new. That's what I wanted to do from the beginning. I wanted to make like a classic red panda look. So that's what we're going to do. And so I layered those down, and it was that like dark, would that be a red? A maroon maybe? The darker brown red color, then the lighter version of that, and then the white cream. And then I was just thinking, like, you know, what colors would look good with that? Green and blue, because you know what? They represent nature, and I feel like she's gonna be like a nature girly. I also feel like she just also gives like a tribal aesthetic. Hopefully I'm like coming across with the right words, but she like seems like she's really close to nature, her presence with the universe, and like she meditates on the daily and prays to God, and I just I like that vibe for her. So I figured why not use green and blue, because it's nature colors, why not? The pattern for those pants did take a hot minute. Ended up on like a nice stripe pattern with like the frill pattern on it, which looks beautiful, stunning, because it ties in the tail, it ties in the frills nicely. It's good. You know, if anything, looking at this design, maybe she should have something on her shirt like a stripe, but I'm not sure. But that is pretty much for this design. I did name her Rachel Red, as you can see in the thing. I decided that mid drawing her. That was just a very obvious choice, I guess. I don't know, it just spoke to me. I don't remember it. I don't even remember like picking the name. I just like jotted it down and was like, work. I don't know, but I think that's a really, really great name. I do have another character named Rachel, but like it's like she's got a full name. If my characters have like, I have a few characters like that have like full names. So it's like, say Mandy Mango, and then I want to use Mandy again, I'll do like Mandy Macintosh, you know what I mean? So I'm like, that's the only way I reuse names. So Rachel Red, that's her name, that's her full name. She's an icon, but this is the design. I genuinely do love this. And when I designed her, I actually like throughout the process, I was second guessing myself so much. And it's been a while. I even did like a test drawing afterwards to see if I liked her design, because sometimes when you do a character design, you need to draw them again just to like decide whether this character design is genuinely something you like or you don't like. And I did this drawing, and I love her. I had a new appreciation for her when I did that drawing. I really, really like how simple yet unique and like tasteful her design is. It's just, I can't get over the finger guns. That like really kills me every time I look at her ref sheet and that little smirk she's got. It's just so funny. But this is the final design. Let me know what y'all think. I think it's great. But I'm very excited to do this randomizer wheel. I could do this probably like a million times over and never get bored, probably. And if you have any suggestions of like list of things I could put on the wheel, I would love to add whatever you suggest. I do have like the basic stuff and a few like Katie coded stuff, but anything y'all want to add, I will add, and it would be a grand old time. But that is it for today's video. Thank you for joining me today. I hope to be more disciplined when it comes to content and stuff, because I have been lacking in the discipline department, and I've been lacking in just the functioning department, frankly. But hey, if not now, the time to improve on my life, when will it be? But yeah, I love you. God loves you. Stay safe.